Can Anton, one of the weakest characters in this war of mine, survive a 30-day average war? Today we find out and give him a score based on his performance. So this is part of a series where I'll be going through all the characters in an average 30-day war to see which one is the best. And as Anton is first alphabetically, he's up first. The scores are up on the screen now. There's a mixture, but most of the standard stuff gives you 5 points each. I have a feeling that he is not the clear favourite, but let's see how it goes. Who knows, he may surprise us all. So, my tactic for him was to get the food traps up as early as possible and then hopefully build up a lot of score that way. This involved clearing everything at the main house on the first few days and gathering resources from the safe areas such as the shelled cottage. We slept through the second night as Anton started off slightly injured, but overall we're not too worried. Having built the metal workshop early to get some tools and nice points, we also get an oven as this is going to be needed to survive until the end. On day 3 the trader arrives and we managed to trade away a lot of the meds that I had found around the house for materials to upgrade my workbenches. I now have the workbench to make traps, but I need the materials to do so. This time, Anton heads off to the garage with the remaining meds, knowing he could trade those away for a lot of useful tools and resources. He picks up a saw blade, a hatchet and plenty of parts and components for his traps. Unfortunately, on returning back, all of the food and water has been stolen. With no guard, this was bound to happen. By the end of day 4 though, we had 2 traps set up and our neighbour stopped by with vegetables for us. Looking good so far. On night 5 we returned to the garage to pick up more resources from the back which we'd opened up last time. We even work out a little exploit where we trade him all the wood from around the place that we've scavenged for more parts for our traps, an ingenious solution. I get back all excited to make more traps and then I discover that the only thing we can do is make 2, so things just got a lot harder for Anton. In lieu of the extra traps, we start to board up the house and even get a moonshine still. We'll need to get score somehow. We finish the day by making a little bit of alcohol. Day 7 involved finishing off the boarding up and then another trip to the shelled cottage. Returning from the cottage gave us a nasty surprise though. An outbreak of crime and we lost alcohol, water and food. Oh well, at least the traps both kicked off on day 8, giving us a lot more food. Night 8 was incredibly exciting for Anton as he went to the supermarket and took out the soldier there for his first kill and a gun. He can now protect himself going forward. We start to become a little bit more self-sufficient on day 9, making a water collector and trading some booze for materials to upgrade our oven. Even staying at home and guarding overnight though couldn't stop the hardened criminals, and Anton starts day 10 slightly wounded, sad and very tired. How things have turned. And they get even worse the following night. Another raid leaves him severely wounded. He can't take much more of this. Thankfully, that night he returns to the cottage and finds some bandages, which may be able to help him out a bit. Day 12 finally gives us that curb on crime that we all well needed, although we did still get raided again and lost everything that we didn't take with us to the cottage. Anton works hard, trades for some more bandages and collects from a trap before sleeping through the night. He feels better on day 13 and somebody brings him a collection of books. He decides to head out that night for more resources and gets away with it. He bandages up on day 14 and he looks forward to the rest of the run. Day 15 gives us an armchair and a heater. I mean, we do need to prepare for the winter as it is coming. Unfortunately, Anton has a slight cold, but hopefully we can manage that. He head to bed ready to fuel up the heater tomorrow, but it's too late. That cold has blown up into a full-on death door flu. Anton is severely ill now and things are looking shaky. We head to the supermarket and slowly drudge our way to the basement to try and get some meds. We find some herbal ones, so we gather them and head home. Unfortunately, herbal meds are pointless when you are severely ill, so Anton doesn't even take them. We do have some resources though, so we may be able to trade for some better meds. The trader arrives in the morning of day 17, but he doesn't have any. Instead, we just get some wood for fuel and try to warm up the house. Anton then heads to the garage, thinking maybe a trade. Bandages for meds, maybe that would work. Unfortunately, the man at the garage won't offer meds at all. Anton debates going around and stealing the meds, but he thinks he'd likely get caught, and that would just end the story even sooner. Turns out, he should have risked it. As he returns home, he is terminally ill. No chance of recovery now, as he can't even go out looking for meds. He clings on for 2 more days, but sadly dies on the morning of day 20. Overall, his run wasn't actually too bad. He managed to get quite a few workbenches up and running and boarded up the house. Even when taking into account his penalties for not making it to the end, he got a grand score of 101 points. Will this be the high score? I very much doubt it, but I do think it was higher than I was expecting from Anton. Up next is Arica though. She could be one of the strong favourites.